Okay, hey guys, what's up? We're doing a video, and the topic is photography styling tips with my stylist, Emma.
That is me.
This is Emma. She is my fashion stylist for all of my photo shoots. So today, I'm going to be asking her some questions. She's going to give us some tips. Give her some of her expertise, if she has any.
Questionable.
And we'll see what happens. I'm saying this as if we don't already have it planned, but we do. So what's your first tip, Emma?
My first tip. The first tip is that it's important to think about the big picture and how your location is going to play into your styling.
If you have an idea for an outfit, also think about what your location is going to be. Like if you've already done your scouting, you don't want your person wearing a red dress if the background is red. Unless you purposely are doing that or something like that. Or let's say the person's really pale and they have pink skin and you put them in pink and then you go to a pink place, they're gonna look awful. If you keep stuff in mind, depending on where you are.
Even thinking about editing and I don't know, it's I feel like colors are really important, color interaction and how editing one color to look a certain way is going to affect the other colors.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. So obviously, I don't know if you guys are shooting with a green screen, but if you have someone on a green screen, your person's wearing all green, obviously that's not going to work. But then let's say you use a shirt that is a particular kind of purple and you're oh, I'll just edit it in post. Keep in mind that editing that purple shirt is going to affect the rest of the stuff around them. Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I've done that before. I usually edit my greens, but if the person is wearing green and I'm editing the trees all crazy, that's gonna affect the rest of the picture. Did it? Okay.
So the second tip would be that details are really important and accessories and stuff. So you want to think about if you're gonna have close-up shots, having earrings that match the rest of the style, or if they have any glasses on or anything, making sure it goes with the vibe of the shoot.
Yeah.
Nails, yeah. Even details of socks.
Yeah,
matters.
It's keeping everything purposeful for the shoot.
That's a good way to put it. Everything needs to be on purpose.
Yeah, I have a good example of a shoot and I can put pictures in. But I did this shoot, it was my retro shoot, and I had Allie wearing this awesome green jumpsuit, which is really cool, but to make it more complex and whatever, I added little details. So I had this little dinosaur pin, which I think now is one of my favorite parts of the shoot, because it's a little There's earrings, and on one of her other outfits I added a little pin, and just to keep it all together. And she had her nails painted, all that. Tip number 3.
Tip number 3 would be, I guess, pay attention to specific branding or slogans on t-shirts. If you put the motto in a very specific brand, that turns it automatically into a
branded shoe.
This is no longer just a fun fashion shoe. This is a Nike shoe or a Supreme shoe.
If you're doing a street style shoe and then that's it, it's just oh, we're having a high fashion day, and then you put the person in a Supreme shirt, it's a Supreme shoe from now on.
Now you're a hype beast.
Yeah.
R/streetwear.
Yeah, you changed the whole thing. And then the same thing for graphic tees. Now I'm not saying you can't do graphic tees overall.
No, yeah, but it becomes the focus.
It becomes the focus. Unless the shirt is that's the point of the shirt, is tons of words everywhere, and that's the art part of it. But let's say you could walk into any Forever 21 and there's 8 different shirts that are what did I say? Messy buns and coffee first, and namaste in bed. Once you do that, I can't focus on the rest of the shoot.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing.
I feel people are doing the Futures female shirts, that's automatically now a feminist shoot.
A feminist shoot, yeah.
Which is fine, but if that's not what you're going for.
If that's the point, then yeah.
Yeah,
But if you're doing a fashion shoot, then it's become a feminist shoot.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Cool. But yeah. Okay, actually, I have a good example of how this can be good. So when I did Emma's fashion feature a while ago, she wore a shirt that said,
Come as you are.
Come as you are. And the shoot was about the fashion and her fashion. And it also wasn't a very, like, aggressive shirt
Yeah, it's not,
either.
it's, well, the pictures, but it's solid white with, like, gold.
Yeah. So that was not that bothersome. And also it's about the outfits that she chose. So that doesn't bother me, I think. But when it's like a cute, like kitschy, like joke or, you know, it changes stuff. Yeah, simplicity. Minimalism. So tip number 4.
Tip number 4 is don't do too much. I guess less is more. If you're trying to work with like certain trends or whatever, don't try to pilot every single trend onto one model, one photo.
Because if you do that, your shoot has dated itself and it will only be relevant for that week.
Yeah.
Especially in like the time that we're living now where trends last for less than a month and they're gone. Like it's not
Like
gonna
that's
work.
over. Like by the time you're done editing,
Yeah, no
you're
one
over
cares
it.
anymore.
Yeah.
So let's say it's like mid 2017 and you just did a shoot with like skate highs and
Fishnets under jeans.
fishnets under flame jeans and clout glasses and
Goggles.
the clout goggles, I'm sorry. Clout goggles and all that. Like, okay, it would be cool for sure.
Yeah.
For the moment.
1 second.
1 second and then that's over and you can never do stuff again. I think Emma did this well though for one of the Jessica Kobasi shoot that I did. So Jessica's style is like edgy and, you know, street looks and stuff like that, but like nodding towards high fashion, but not too far. But Emma styled Shira in this like black mesh shirt with a bralette underneath, which is definitely something from last year and the year before, but it wasn't distracting because it was just the one thing. And then we had like nice heels with it, and you know, like that's not the point of the shoot.
It was very much like one trend, not overdone with like classic pieces.
Exactly.
I guess.
And so it doesn't become distracting, and like that picture can still be relevant later on.
It wasn't the focus. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
I feel like what you were saying with like cloud goggles,
Mhm.
and sometimes that kind of becomes the focus. Like,
Yeah. Like with a lot of Instagram photography, it's like
Yeah.
I'm wearing cloud goggles today, and
and
that's
like
what
this
this
shoot
is.
would look dramatically different if it didn't have them on.
Yeah.
But like
yeah.
that shoot would have been the same if she had them. Stop recording after 30 minutes. I mean, well,
Oh, also like simplicity really does come into play. Like I know it's tempting, especially as a fashion photographer, because I want my pictures to look like next level, and I always think like, oh, with styling, I'll just keep adding more stuff, and then that'll make it better. So I'm like, okay, a bralette, and then a shirt, and then a vest, and then a jacket, and then a huge coat, and all that. Like, and
there's a point where it becomes more than extra, and it's just like too much. Like,
yeah, and it's distracting. Like while you're
especially if you have a busy background, then it's just too much happening.
Okay, so this can be tip number 5, I guess, which is
Not to be too on the nose.
so when I think of this, and Emma and I were talking about this earlier and had a very hard time finding an example. We both get it though, so hopefully we can find a way to explain ourselves. But basically, you don't want to be so on the nose about something that your audience is like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's like if you come up with your concept, you don't want your photos to look the first thing that comes up on Google Images when you search it. So if you're doing like we were saying, like 50s pinup, you don't want to have your model in like pin curls and a polka dot red and white dress and like
a little Marilyn mold and yeah.
Like when you were talking on the phone, okay, I'm not gonna explain this. Like you were talking on the phone about how you want the shoot to be like vague, but if you explain the concept to someone, they're like, oh, I see it.
Okay, so basically she's talking about, I have this shoot that I'm planning, and I called her and I was explaining to her so she could help me with styling. And I was saying, I don't want the styling to match the concept so much that the person sees that and thinks that's what it is. And is like, not saying that I don't want them to relate to it, but I don't want them to be like, oh, this is a that shoot.
Yeah.
You know, like let's say I was doing like a French inspired street look and they look at it, it's like, oh, it was you're doing a French costume. You don't want it to look like a costume, basically.
Yeah.
So like she said, unless you're doing a pinup shoot, like yeah, there's definitely merit in doing a pinup shoot. So if you're doing pinup and that's exactly what you're wanting, then sure, do all the stuff. But if it's just like pinup inspired or like Amy Winehouse inspired or something, you don't want it to be exactly that. And your audience is like, okay, like, we get it. We get what you're trying to do.
Where you're going with the costume thing, that was good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, good. That's it.
That's that. So Emma has a lot of knowledge about fashion, if you couldn't tell. No, but you guys should follow her Instagram. She's a fashion icon. You'll see me on every picture like, yes girl, kill it. But yeah, do you want to talk about your fashion background? Just so you have some like merit.
That was very out of the blue.
No, I'm just saying so that people aren't like, why is she your stylist?
No,
like,
yeah, okay. Well, I've been sewing since I was in like 4th grade. And I used to make like American Hero clothes and doll clothes and stuff. But that turned into sewing like stuff for myself. And I don't know, I'm just really interested in fashion. I'm going to college for fashion design right now. I'm also really into runway, which I think is less, I don't want to say that. It's less common that people are into runway.
No, that's true.
I feel like that sounds so like pretentious. But
No,
like,
I like fashion, but I'm not
take a lot of
studying
inspiration
runway.
from runway versus just like general street style, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, okay, so basically the point of me saying that is like she has like some knowledge of fashion, so if you guys want to like ask questions for us to do like more styling videos, because styling is such a big deal with fashion photography and all that, because I know I've gotten like questions about things like that before, so Emma can be on again and like show how she styles particular shoots. I can give like examples and blah blah blah, because she comes up with stuff that I'm never expecting. Like I think I have good fashion sense, and then she'll like come up with a thing and I'm like, oh okay, cool. So yeah, so follow her on Instagram, and she has her own YouTube channel, kind of.
Let's not plug that.
So follow her there. So just give suggestions and all that. I appreciate you guys watching. Do all the things, you know. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. If this is helpful.